helping the community, just spreading love around.
Following a recent string of vandalism, a group of local high school students are stepping up in a big way.
Rain and snow free across the inland northwest this weekend, but not everybody getting to see the sunshine.
Plus, we're telling you how art is helping one man grieve the loss of his daughter.
The more I did it, the more I understood why I needed to do it.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I'm KREM. Sunny conditions meant the cold was a little bit more bearable today. Now we're seeing patchy fog in some areas. Meteorologist Michelle Boss is tracking the latest in the Weather Center tonight. Michelle.
Yeah, it looks like we'll probably be dealing with some patchy fog and freezing fog during the overnight and early morning hours, but hopefully enjoying a little bit of sun, at least for the afternoon. Right now, we're just starting to get into that time of evening where the fog starts creeping up again. Now, some locations like Omak never got out of the fog. In fact, they had visibilities less than a quarter of a mile over the last several hours. Currently seeing quarter-mile visibility. Walla Walla is also socked in the fog with half-mile visibility. Just starting to see some slight reductions in visibility in the Spokane Valley with 9 miles. Right now, pretty good at the Spokane Airport, 10-mile visibility. Coeur d'Alene also at 10. Coeur d'Alene will likely not be dealing with the fog. They've got a pretty good northeasterly breeze out there. Here's a look out at Omak, though, on Highway 97 and Ing Road, where you can see the fog pretty dense there already, and it's going to stay there throughout the night and at least through the early morning hours. They'll likely see cloudy skies continually through the day tomorrow. You can see the high clouds on our satellite and radar picture, but rain and snow free across the region. We are going to be dealing with that fog, but it looks like otherwise dry conditions, and temperatures are cooling pretty rapidly after warming up into the upper 30s today. Currently sitting right at freezing in Spokane, 31 in Coeur d'Alene. It's dipped now into the 20s in Colville and in Deer Park. Your day planner forecast looks like this will be in the 30s this evening, dropping to 27 overnight with some patchy fog and freezing fog, and then we'll likely see that fog early tomorrow morning, but should see partly sunny skies by tomorrow afternoon, and highs very similar today in the upper 30s.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Well, tonight a 2-year-old boy is dead following an early morning house fire. In a post from the City of Sandpoint Facebook page, we've learned that 2 adults were able to escape through a second-story window and call 911. Due to flames, they were unable to get back inside. By the time firefighters reached the boy, he had already passed away in his bedroom upstairs. Well, a woman in Hilliard says a string of vandalism on her property is getting out of hand. Tonight, as KREM 2's Casey Decker tells us, local students are hoping to mend her fence and her faith in the community.
For Tricia Scott, a recent act of vandalism on her Hilliard home was something of a last straw.
I came out to call the dogs in, and I was missing this deaf puppy. She had escaped through a giant hole in the fence.
Tricia says kids from nearby Rogers High School have regularly been stealing boards from her fence.
I don't know why they do this, but they've been doing it for a while, and it drives me nuts.
She fosters dogs for several different shelters and rescues, which makes having gaps in her fence a big problem.
I need a fence, a secure fence at all times. When I have dogs coming through here that are fosters, they don't know where they live. This is not their home. They're not familiar with the area. If they get out, they're gone.
Fed up, she posted on Facebook, mostly just to vent.
I'm so done with this. I want to move to the country.
But one of her Facebook friends had an idea. Why not ask Rogers to help? So she reached out and made contact with the Air Force ROTC group at the school.
She told us that kids from the school were coming over, wrecking it. And it's kind of upsetting that people from the same school would do that.
And a few days later, she had 4 young volunteers, 3 sophomores and a recent graduate, at her house on a Saturday morning.
It's just helping the community, just spreading love around.
They repaired the hole in the fence and fixed the gate, which was also damaged. For Tricia, it was a big help. And for the students, it was a fulfilling morning.
I'm just so impressed with these kids, these young, young kids with good hearts, good souls.
Well, me personally, it makes me feel really good. Like I'm helping the community in some bigger way.
It might have been kids that destroyed the property, but it's kids that brought the love back and are repairing it. How cool is that? I feel loved in this neighborhood for the first time in 3 years.
In Hilliard, Casey Decker, KREM 2 News.
The Seattle Squeeze has officially begun following a huge closure. The Alaska Way Viaduct on Highway 99 in downtown Seattle has closed for good. For anyone heading over to the Seattle area, plan for a gridlock battle and long waiting times during your commute. Crews have already begun construction on the new tunnel that will run under downtown Seattle. The tunnel is scheduled to open in early February. Julian Castro has announced he's running for president in 2020. Castro, the former Housing and Urban Development Secretary under former President Barack Obama, announced his run in his hometown of San Antonio, Texas, where he also served as mayor for 5 years. Castro says he's running for president because it's time for new leadership, new energy, and new commitment to make sure the opportunities that he had are available to every American. Well, tonight we are in the middle of the longest shutdown of the federal government in history. Congress has put off a meeting until next week, and so far no agreement to fund the border wall has been made. Caught in the middle are the 800,000 federal workers who did not receive paychecks. Yesterday, food banks were helping out with giving workers emergency groceries.
Not everyone makes the same amount of money, and a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck.
Tonight, the Trump administration is also considering a plan that would divert emergency funds from the Army Corps of Engineers to pay for border security. Well, Eastern Washington's Eagles didn't get the outcome they were hoping for at last week's FCS championship game, but that did not stop fans from welcoming the team back with open arms. Fans showed up at the Riverfront Park atrium as the Eags returned home. Coaches, players, and the band all showed up to rally and celebrate the season with fans. City officials even made a special proclamation at the rally. We caught up with a fan and Coach Best on what this means to the team and fans.
They're awesome. They deserve it. They have had an incredible year, and what a run it's been, and I'm honestly not ready for it to be over. So I wish there was more games coming, but we got to wait 230 days until we're at Washington.
It's great. It's special. It's momentous. It's something that our guys will never forget, myself included. And just have families and friends and supporters of the Eagle program come out on a Saturday at 2 o'clock. I mean, it goes to show you we're more than just Cheney's team.
The Eags ended the season ranked second in the Big Sky Conference with a record of 12-3.